Hey YouTubers, it's ProjectZro. I wanted to end it, or at least put a decent spin on it. It's retarded argument. A lot of people do give me a lot of shit because, everyone wants to take a shot at Mac. First of all, I actually like the operating system, but I don't like the price of the hardware because you can build a Mac right now for at least, top of the line one that can play, latest update Snow Leopard with no problems, or hacking a disk, changing around the software so it will work on a different computer for at least $1,000 left. And I proved it in another video, building a Toshiba laptop actually with the exact same, and I mean exact same hardware, except for the graphics card. It had an extra gig of memory set to its RAM. Now, that at the time was $1,500 less than a Mac. Now, a lot of people, tried to argue it, but when you look at the facts, it was true. I even set a link to the page in a screenshot showing that it was less and it was much cheaper and it was the same stuff. The only thing you're not going to get is the unibody, which I'd prefer not to have the unibody just because, I'd like to be able to open the computer in case something's wrong. Like I need to change RAM, I need to change the battery, I need to replace the CD drive, because a lot of people are saying, well, you can change the RAM and the battery, but can you change the CD drive? Can you change a speaker? Can you change the well, you could probably change the keyboard, I don't know. Can you change the screen? No, you're going to go out and pay, what, $100, $200, maybe even $300 for the Apple Store to fix it for you? I mean, that's what frustrates me. I mean, sure, if you got the money, go for it. If you don't know how to open up the computer, go for it. But I mean, if you're someone like me who works on computers for a living, who, understands the technology and can do it myself, it's very frustrating. So I'm not going to go spend, $3,000 on a Macintosh laptop. I'd rather spend $600 on a computer that's just as good running Windows. I mean, honestly, Windows 7 is working for me. I haven't had a virus, in almost a year now. Well, not a year, but since Windows 7 came out, I haven't had to reinstall it. I haven't had to do any virus protection stuff. I do have virus protection on it, but it has never found anything compared to Vista, where it would find at least 30 things a day. I have it scan at 2 a.m. Now, I have a question. Mac or PC? Now, after you answer that question, oh wait, what is the difference? Now, before you start going on a tangent and saying, oh, well, it's this, this, and this, I want you to think, what does PC mean? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. Have you thought of it yet? PC stands for personal computer. What is a Macintosh? It's your personal computer, correct? So is any other computer, or anything with a microchip for that matter. Say, this Zune is personal computer. This camera, personal computer. This phone, personal computer. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, how can that all be a computer? It doesn't have what a computer has. Well, technically it does. A computer is anything with a microchip in it. So even that little measly calculator you got from grade school is a computer. If it's yours, it's a personal computer. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is the difference between a Mac and a Windows computer. Let's fix that right now because those commercials piss me off. And they'll say, oh, Mac or PC. Well, there is no difference. The only difference is the user interface. Now, for Windows, it's, you have the bar on the bottom. In Mac, you have the bar on the top. Each company's logo opens up your submenu. And now, they're both almost like the Mac, like the dock. They both pretty much have a dock. They have little icons on the bottom they can use that actually stack up. It's actually pretty nice for both of them. Matter of fact, I'll admit, when I had Windows Vista and Windows XP, I used to use a Mac dock because I thought it was much better than using, the icons on the desktop, because I never see the desktop. I only see it every once in a while when I boot up, Now, a lot of people are saying, that Mac is better because it never has any viruses. Well, technically it does. It's had 6 known viruses that have ever affected it. Well, people are actually too bored or don't even bother making viruses for Macs, but it is actually quite easy. Let's look at a few awesome devices that they've had. The iPod, the original iPod, all the way up to the newest one, the classics, not the iPod Touch, have been hacked by people with a simple program through Windows or Mac, where you click on one button while you have it plugged in and it reloads a new operating system on it. There you go. That is technically a virus. The definition of a virus is to hack into a program or computer system or whatever and change something, whether it's desired or not. Now, let's also go to the iPhone. That was hacked in, I don't know, a couple months after it came out. Matter of fact, the kid got a scholarship at RIT. I don't get why. I mean, he was doing something illegal. Technically, he should have been sued. But, whatever. There was at a convention, I think it was mainly for Macintosh, you know. Well, not for Macintosh, it was mainly like Linux and all that fun stuff. But they had a contest that hacked the Mac. The person who could hack the fastest would get a brand new MacBook Pro. Guess how long it took? 15 seconds was the time, I believe. That's all it took from the time of, and it was not including boot up, so, you know, it was sitting there on a locked screen, and the person had to get into it. He had to break into the machine, basically get past the login screen. It took 15 seconds. That's kind of scary. Windows, it actually takes a lot longer than that. And I don't think it actually works anymore the way that they were doing it. Who knows? Macintosh probably fixed that loophole as well after they heard about it. But it's mainly on preference on the UI. I mean, if you want to browse the web, edit photos, videos, that kind of stuff, you know, on a more professional looking level, it's just basically professional looking. You can, in Windows, you know, Windows is basically a fun toy. I mean, I'll admit it now. It is almost a trivial thing, you know. Use it for internet, for gaming, for, well, basically photo, video, that kind of stuff. It is a complete multimedia base that everyone uses because it's easier. And Macintosh is honestly one of the harder platforms to program for because there are so many rules. I mean, look at the App Store. A lot of people didn't see this until the App Store for the iPhone and the iPod Touch. It is nearly impossible to get your app in there because, first of all, it has to be catchy, or it has to get popular quick, basically, I guess. It has to be family friendly. It has to basically comply to the entire EULA of Apple. And I've seen countless people get, you know, approved, then all of a sudden a week later it is denied and taken right off the App Store. You know, and it's a decent app. There's nothing wrong with it. It's causing no problems, and it's just taken off. So, a matter of fact, Apple just went after Adobe, and in their EULA changed that people can no longer use third-party transcribe programs. So in other words, no Flash to iPhone program, which sucks because everyone's been hoping for Flash on the iPhone or pretty much any mobile device that we can get our hands on. The Android platform should be having it soon. They're actually going to be beta testing as well, so I'm actually happy for that. Now, honestly, if you're just into, I don't know, I just don't get people. I mean, they argue this subject so much, and, you know, it's like they're better than you to every Windows user I've ever seen, and they don't even know the facts, and it just really pisses me off. I'm honestly running out of time, but I actually want to see some response, you know. I mean, it's honestly, I want a good, hard, solid evidence what makes one better than the other. I think they're pretty equal. I think they do what they need to do well. I don't think there's really any problem with it, honestly. Yeah, I'll continue this in a part 2.